Senator, you said something there I have not heard any other person say. We are not an economic zone. Is that the origin of the downfall that we're seeing in Europe, that they gave up those national identities and their individual strengths for this sort of socialized approach to the globe?
Yeah, look at, and it's also, I think, if you want to understand why they have sort of opened the door for mass migration and dealing with the problems that they're dealing with, the same thing. So, they're uncomfortable having pride in being an Italian or a Frenchman or whatever, and then they open up the doors, and then all of a sudden your country's kind of unrecognizable. And then because of the woke stranglehold they sort of have, censorship's now become a thing. And one of the reasons why it was so important, I handled the rescissions package. One of the reasons why it's so important to kind of defang and disrupt and defund many of the USAID priorities, that is where kind of globalism was being funded, with your tax dollars, by the way, to places like the Institute for Peace and all these sort of nonprofits, or these NGOs, I should say, that were working against American interests. They were fueling mass migration. They're part of the censorship enterprise that we exposed in Missouri versus Biden. Not to plug the book, we'll get into that. Last Line of Defense, How to Beat the Left in Court. You can buy now on Amazon. But we, part of the discovery in that case, we realized that when we fought back, that a lot of the groups and the federal bureaucracy were aligned against the American interests and censoring Americans. So anyway, the rot runs pretty deep. But I think if you really want to get at the heart of the mentality, it's these elites are everywhere, but they're from nowhere. Like, they don't really believe in a national pride or what it means. And I think that in America, we got to hold on to that. It's a special place, and we have our own interests. And those interests sometimes don't align exactly with our European allies or wherever,
No.
And so, and we need to bring them along to our worldview. We can't be, submissive to that view. And I think that's what President Trump's, really brought about.
Remember college? Well, now, college is over, and here comes your student loan debt. Is your private student loan debt keeping you up at night? You really need to talk to YRefi. YRefi refinances distressed or defaulted private student loans that others won't touch. They can save you thousands of dollars and get you a custom payment that you can afford. And they don't care what your credit score is. Don't let private student loan debt ruin your life. Call YRefi today.